Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shanna Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology and instructional coach for my district.
And I'm a producer and husband, Fuzz Martin, and I'm not the type to read the titles before we start podcasting. I had a really good joke, and it fell short because I
didn't read.
I skimmed, and then, yeah. So anyway, hello.
Hi.
How are you? Episode 198.
Episode 198.
We're getting closer.
We are.
To the 200 mark.
Woohoo.
The sesquicentennial.
Yeah.
Hooray.
We're like finishing. We're like charging towards the holidays here. Yep. It is crazy.
It was crazy.
We're almost done with the year of 2024.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So this week we have two very entertaining sites to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you were so excited to talk about them that you totally skipped the title round, and it's cool.
I did.
You're human.
I am human.
And I can't wait to see what you create with these. So I'm sure it's going to be interesting.
I'm going to create all of the stuff.
All right. So we have two different websites.
Yes.
GenType and Musical Canvas. And they're very different, but my reasons for liking them are very similar. So both of them are super fun. Like, they're fun to play around in. They're just entertaining. You get to be creative, which we always appreciate. They can be used to present information in very different ways. And I'll kind of talk about that when I talk about each site. Like, it would be a way to share information for students to kind of share their knowledge. You could use it that way, or you could use like something completely different. Both of them have uses definitely outside of the classroom. Like, these are not necessarily built for classroom tools. They're AI-based kind of generation tools, and you can use them in your classroom or on your own or for your entertainment's sake when you're like, your brain is gone and you just need a break.
Mm-hmm.
They offer a different way to be creative. Both of them are kind of obscure ways to be creative and not like a predictable way, which I appreciate. And you can share them both with others. So once you make your creations, you can easily share them out, which is part of the fun of creating these things. So the first one I'm going to do is Musical Canvas.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready for the other one?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we'll go to Musical Canvas.
Okay. So Musical Canvas, you'll find it in Google Arts and Culture. I'll link it in like the website, but Musical Canvas, you can just type in Musical Canvas anywhere. You launch the experiment, and what's cool about it is it does run through Google Arts and Culture, and basically you have your little tools. So you have a little drawing box where you have a paintbrush, or you have like a little like dots, like that makes polka dots, and we all know how much I love a polka dot. And so you can polka dot and you can draw and you can create a piece of art. So you can take your time drawing, or honestly, you can just put some scribbles on there and then fill it. And so I have some purpley polka dots and some darker purple zigzaggy lines and a couple of red squiggly lines through my image. You can choose the size. You can make your like pen larger or smaller, whichever you choose. There are filters on there, so you can blur it a bit, or you can pixelate it a bit if you choose to. You can make it look like old film.
Mm-hmm.
You can just add some different like backgrounds to it, and you create this beautiful piece of digital art.
Okay.
Whatever it may be. I'll screenshot this and put it on my website so you can see this beautiful piece of art I just made.
Yeah.
So then you click Generate Music, and there's a cute little emoji guy on the right-hand side of your screen and says, "This music piece, I am now going to do live generation directly inspired by this masterpiece." It's decided that my music should be slow and peaceful. It tells me that my image is relaxing and calming, which is funny. It's kind of spazzy. And then it makes a song based on what you have created. And overall, it tells you about like your fun piece of digital art.
Yeah.
And then
tell me more.
And so it's just like a fun way to create a piece of music.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, so if I had students doing a research project, or if I have them doing an inquiry piece, they could generate a piece of art to go with it.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
for
like
sure.
inspiration, like from the background or whatever they're researching, maybe a piece of art generated
hmm
by whatever it may be. But what's cool then is you can share it directly. So they have a very easy to use share button, and you can copy the link directly, which then technically you could turn into a QR code. So then the piece of music could be QR coded to whatever project they
Oh, yeah.
created.
Yeah.
So there'd be music that went with their creation.
hmm
But also you can drop it directly into Google Classroom. So it does have the option to
Oh, cool.
directly drop your music, your art music piece directly into Google Classroom, along with like sharing on email and social media and stuff. But the little guy like tells you why. So like the use of bright colors creates a sense of optimism and joy. Like it goes through like little descriptive pieces as to why the image created that sound.
Yeah. It's really cool.
It's really fun to play with. And I thought what a cool way for kids to get other kids who may not be super excited about presenting information into maybe like this is a piece of music that I wrote based on this drawing that I did that's inspired by, photosynthesis or something.
Yeah. I'm trying to, unfortunately, because I'm colorblind, I'm trying to make a red background, but I cannot find red to save my life on the screen.
Oh, it's
which
in
column?
the middle.
In the middle? Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns over is red down the center.
Okay. There we go. Okay, cool.
So it goes like teal to green and red's in the center.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Google, for being very...
Not aware. But yeah, so the whole thing is to draw on a digital canvas, and it uses like these different visual effects.
Mhm.
And the whole goal is to like create your own soundtrack based on your piece of art. And
Yeah.
it's a really a cool thing to play around with. And like I said, you could link it to QR codes so kids could have their art and their music together. They could share in Google Classroom. You could do it as brain breaks and build it in that way. You could just make it a part of even music class, being aware of like sound waves and how sound affects people or the impact of that.
Mhm.
Also be a great like SEL lesson, like how do these different colors make you feel and
Oh, yeah.
how does that connect to different sounds and how does that, impact things. So there's just different ways that you could build Musical Canvas into your classroom and let kids play around with it, whether it's specifically for a content area or just for something kind of creative to do and let their minds create for a bit. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what this one creates because I made a pattern that looks like Charlie Brown's sweater. And
Oh,
I want to see.
cute.
I want to see if it makes Charlie Brown music. I don't think it will. I think it's going to sound like rock music. Oh
Yeah, not Charlie Brown.
no, more anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
That is fun.
Yeah, I think kids will dig this for sure.
Yeah. as do you.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That might be more fun than the other one that I was playing with earlier.
So
that
you
we're gonna
didn't
talk about.
realize I had 2 super fun sites to talk about this week.
That is really fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
So check it out. That one is called Musical Canvas. And for those of you that do like blob beats and blob opera, I would add this one to your repertoire of playing around with some music with your kiddos. So there's that. Okay.
Okay.
So our second site of excitement and fun and creativity is called GenType. And see, you were really excited about this one, and now you're excited about the other one too.
Yeah.
So GenType is
I mean, this one, the one I created on this one is really cool.
GenType is coming from labs.google, which I talked about a bit last season, different experiments that they do with AI. And basically, you type in what you want to see, and GenType generates a font of the entire alphabet based on your description. So before I typed one in that was books, like a library on bookshelves in the classroom, and my whole alphabet was made with library books. And then you can go in and you can adjust them if you want some to match because, they give you a variety of things.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So this time I am going to type in podcasting.
Oh, okay.
Microphones.
I did
and speakers.
I did candy canes on top of fluffy cotton.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, for the holiday season.
That is fun. And this is something that another, like when you're playing around with this and teaching your kids, prompting AI again, we kind of talked about it last week. You have to be specific with what you actually want it to say or what you're looking for.
Mhm.
So if they prompt specifically, they'll have a more specific alphabet. So this one's a little slower, not like super slow, but you got to
Yeah,
give it
yeah.
20 seconds or so to create your font.
It's creating 26 different images, so you got to wait.
Yeah, so it takes a second. And they also give you some examples down below too that you can see that other people have created before. And once the alphabet is created, it's cool because you can download it, you can save it as a PNG file,
Mhm.
and you can download your alphabet. So once it's created, you can then use it. So I was thinking if students are creating presentations, they can have their intro slides created with a font
Mhm.
that matches the theme of whatever they're presenting for information. Or if you have like a parent night coming up and you have slides that you're creating, I have to create a lot of slideshows for professional development and things like that. I'm always looking for different ways just to make them entertaining.
Yeah.
But I now have a set of full alphabet of letters made with podcasting mics and speakers,
Oh, that's fun.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then if you choose to, if there's one that you really like or you don't like, you can click on that letter and then click the regenerate and it will adjust it for you. So like I didn't really like my letter H because the background was different than my other ones. So I clicked it and it cleaned up the background and made it slightly different. So now that one looks a little bit different. So there's all these different ways that you could use
Oh,
like a
this
cool
one.
font
This-
for, different projects, presentations, information, posters. Yes, you look very excited over there.
Google, they give you like sample prompts.
Yes.
Google must be listening to me because
Well, obviously.
because the sample one they gave me was lawnmower path, green lawn, aerial photo, and it's all
Is there
alphabet.
a lawn?
It's all alphabet made out of lawn stripes,
Oh, cool.
which is pretty cool.
That's fun.
So
So GenType gives you so much flexibility with creating your own alphabet, and you're able to adjust it and
Yeah.
then use it. And like I said, for presentations or for sharing information, posters, parent letters, any of those communication pieces that you want to jazz up a little bit. Or my other thought was like if you have students that are putting on a production or a play or a Christmas concert or a fall musical or whatever it may be, you could type that in and then use that as the
yeah.
like playbill or the
Mhm.
different things, and you can make it match the theme
Yeah.
of whatever you would like to.
Or if you're creating a ransom letter. Just kidding.
Or not. Probably not. Maybe a mystery font. Good grief. So there's that. Anyway, so GenType through Google Labs has just all kinds of fun ways to do things and create these cool alphabets that you can download and create and then do something fun with. So check that out.
God bless you.
Thanks. So if you're going to use it with your students, that would be a cool thing. Or just as a teacher, you could use it as a cool way to jazz up the information that you have to share with people all the time. Check it out.
Check it out. GenType. So labs.google/GenType.
Yeah.
Labs.google/GenType.
So there you go. Musical Canvas, GenType. Both so much fun to play around with
Yeah.
and create with and make new fun things with. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's very fun. I don't even know which one was more fun at this point.
And now you're distracted by both.
I am. I'm going to use one to create things for the other.
Perfect.
I'm gonna create a musical album with the first one,
Mhm.
which is called what again? It doesn't say on the actual
Musical Canvas.
Musical Canvas. And then I'm going to create my album cover using GenType.
All right.
So that's going to be,
Can't wait to see how that turns out.
it's going to be loads and loads of fun.
Nice.
So
Well, thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on X at SmartWI, or on Threads, or on Facebook. And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartandwi.com. If you'd like to support the show, please consider buying me a coffee or two. Visit buymeacoffee.com/smartandwi or visit smartandwi.com and click on that cute little purple coffee cup. Your donations help keep the show going. I'll be seeing a few of you at Slate coming up because that's happening here soon. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed on this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author Shanna Martin and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we hope they do. And we'll talk to you next time on the Tech Tools for Teachers podcasts.